Okay, I see quite a few people still filtering in, but I want to be prompt. It looks like it's 11 o'clock Pacific, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Again, we've been hosting these webinars every week, so I love to see some familiar names here as well as some new contacts. Okay, yep. All right. Yep, filtering in. Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Just keep in mind that you will receive a full recording of this presentation, so no worries if you do pop in a little bit late. So I want to introduce myself. I'm Cara Pryor, president of James Publishing, founder of our Marketing Amplifier program. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm excited to share with you 4 really specific ways that small law firms like yours can really materially improve their marketing results. And the important part, and kind of what I feel is the unique really aspect of this presentation, is none of the techniques cost much at all to execute. They really all can be handled in-house by law firms, and there really is no special expertise required. That's pretty good, right? So I'm going to show you today how to set more appointments with prospective clients with no increase in your website traffic. I'll show you how to establish more referral partnerships using the one approach that we absolutely guarantee to work. It's battle tested, it works for us, and it is guaranteed to work for you if you follow it as well. And then also how to create your own marketing channel that doesn't depend on SEO, it doesn't depend on expensive PPC, or really even an outside agency at all to consistently deliver qualified prospects. Okay, so we'll have an open Q&A session at the end of this webinar, like we always do. So please feel free to submit questions anytime throughout the session. Just use that Zoom chat feature and I'll get to all of them, but please ask me anything that you'd like throughout the session. Also, just a super quick heads up before we dive in. I really am about to very clearly outline 4 battle-tested techniques, but just keep in mind, all of it, everything that I will cover today is included in our Marketing Amplifier program. So if you just don't have the internal resources, the time or otherwise, and you need some help implementing any of this, just know that we can certainly help you out. And I'll talk more about that later. But let's get down to business. 4 big marketing wins attainable by small law firms. You don't need higher Google rankings. You don't need more website traffic to materially increase the number of appointments your firm schedules with prospective clients. So often when I talk to attorneys, they're so hyper-focused on more leads, higher volume, I need more leads, when they actually have, a decent, even just an okay lead flow. Let's focus on how to take advantage of that and really focus on converting more of those leads into qualified appointments and qualified clients. So you simply need to implement these pretty simple marketing tactics that I'll talk about today. They've been used successfully for years by many multi-billion dollar, maybe multi-million dollar businesses, but really ignored by most small law firms. So there is certainly an opportunity. Okay, so technique 1, lead magnet and follow-up. What does this mean? What is a lead magnet? What am I talking about? So just know that we reviewed more than 2,000 law firm websites in our research for our book, The Most Effective Law Firm Marketing Agencies. And only a small handful of those sites offered a lead magnet in exchange for contact information. So, really this near complete absence from the legal field of the single most potent internet marketing technique, it really creates a huge opportunity for you. So I'll talk about specifically what a lead magnet is and kind of how to implement it. But just know that this highly effective internet marketing technique of offering a lead magnet on your website has, for reasons sort of unknown, been ignored by lawyers. So what is a lead magnet? Lead magnet is an educational, valuable piece of material, content, be it a book, a booklet, even just a one-page checklist, a video. It's valuable information that you offer to your visitor automatically in exchange for their contact information. Because it's important to remember that you absolutely have a group of your website visitors. In fact, you could have a rather large group of your website visitors that are coming to your site and they're just not quite ready to book a consult, right? They're not quite ready to give you a call, but they're certainly looking to gather more information, get some of their questions answered. And if you don't have a gated lead magnet, if you don't have content that is available to those visitors in exchange for their contact information, those folks would otherwise sort of disappear without a trace, right? We would never even know that they were there. Perhaps they landed on your site, they read a couple of your great blogs, and they left. But if they come to your site and they're looking for more information, we need to give them another option than just call me now or, fill out this inquiry form and we'll be in touch. So the whole idea is to offer something of value in exchange for contact information. So what do I mean? Here is an example that you could use pretty easily. Here's how it works. So pop-ups like these, this pictured here is actually what we call an exit intent pop-up, meaning as your site visitor goes to leave your site, literally as they're moving their mouse cursor toward the X, this pop-up appears sort of at the last minute, offering in this case, a lengthy branded educational booklet in exchange for their contact information. So you can see on the screen now, how we have this set up for our attorney subscribers. You see, it says, you have questions about estate planning. We have answers, 97 answers to be precise. They are available in this free 34-page digital booklet, which we can instantly email to you. Then, of course, we ask for the prospect's contact info. And then if you see here at the bottom, we're also asking one sort of qualifying question. So in this case, we're saying, how immediate is your legal need? And a drop-down multiple choice, with multiple choice options. The qualifying question that's super easy for prospects to answer will really help you to kind of prioritize the urgency of your follow-up and really just, give you a good sense of how qualified this prospect is. So I recommend asking, how immediate is your legal need anywhere, and give options anywhere from, just browsing to all the way to, I please call me now kind of a thing. And you can see where your prospects lie kind of within that spectrum. But then also, if you can ask a simple question about sort of the severity of the case. So again, make it multiple choice because you don't want to deter folks from filling out the form at all. So make it easy to answer, but, ask a simple question that would help you kind of determine the severity of the case and whether or not, you think that you might be able to help the prospect. Okay. So, but pop-ups like these can really pretty easily be created using pop-up software. We use a tool called Sleek Note, very affordable, very easy to use. We like to offer FAQs because of their kind of broad appeal. You really don't have to offer something so comprehensive, of course, maybe you don't have a 34-page booklet. Of course, that's okay. It's more important to, offer something in exchange for that contact info. But just keep in mind, pop-ups really engage visitors who would have otherwise, left your site without a trace. And as a result, you're building your list, which is of course critically important in internet marketing in general, as we'll explain later. But you're not only building your list, you're also nurturing those prospects who, just need a little bit more time. They need a little bit more information. And an educated prospect creates, makes for a much better client. So, throughout the nurturing sequence, which I'll talk about, you're really kind of educating, and keep in mind all of the nurturing sequences are automated. So let me show you just briefly. So this is also a look at what we call the thank you page. The thank you page is just what the visitor sees after they request that lead magnet, after they request that booklet. This is a great opportunity to ask for an appointment. Perhaps you put your appointment scheduler link here on this thank you page, describe, kind of your approach, who you are as an attorney, who you are as a person. Use this thank you page to kind of further bring those prospects along that funnel. Okay, so even more important though, keep in mind, if you can then call the downloaders and offer an appointment, you will sign more clients with no increase in your website traffic. So you don't need to spend more on SEO. You don't need to spend on PPC to obtain these additional clients, right? So I'm actually gonna repeat that because of its massive value. If you simply add a pop-up and call those qualified prospects who leave their contact information, you will absolutely obtain more clients from your current website visitors. Okay. So I want to, and it doesn't need to be you. It actually ideally isn't you who is making these follow-up calls, but appoint someone in the office, appoint someone outgoing, someone, particularly good on the phone with your clients. Have that person be responsible for calling these folks. And speed, time is absolutely of the essence, meaning there's lots of research that goes into if you're able to reach out to a lead within 15 minutes of them inquiring, you're 10 times more likely to actually reach that lead and of course take them on to the next step, which in your case would likely be setting an appointment. So that's why I want to show you these talking points that are on the slide now, because ideally, again, it's not you that's making these follow-up calls. And here are some basic talking points, a script that we found to be very, very effective. So let me go through these. So thank you for visiting our website and requesting the free ebook, 56 FAQs about personal injury claims. We hope you're finding it to be a useful resource. Note, you're calling out the specific resource by name and how they obtained it. You're reminding them of what they just did, right? Then you say, or hopefully you have someone in your office say, can I ask why you downloaded the book? Are you looking for legal guidance? When are you available this week to talk with one of our attorneys about your situation? She's very much looking forward to speaking with you. Simple as that. It makes for great customer service, if nothing else. And it's also, much more likely to get those appointments. Okay, moving on to technique number 2, referral partner calls. If you follow the content that we put out here at James Publishing about marketing, if you've listened to any of my other presentations, you've probably heard me talk about how critical it is to always be consistently growing your network of referral sources. So let's talk about referral partner calls specifically. So I know I don't have to convince you of this, but prospects referred by other professionals, by other attorneys, will be your highest quality and low cost leads. So it's certainly worth investing time to get more of them and the time to really kind of put a system and a process in place so that referrals from other attorneys, referrals from allied professionals can become a predictable revenue stream for you, really a predictable flow of new clients rather than kind of, more than likely you're getting maybe sporadic referrals, you're providing wonderful service and, you're getting sporadic referrals, but let's, come at it with a coordinated kind of systemized approach. So in our efforts to match attorneys with referral partners, we've sent hundreds of emails, we've sent hundreds of postal letters, we've made thousands of calls. We've really developed a winning process. We've boiled it down to absolutely what works. And the exact approach that I'm going to outline is how we've set more than 1,000 referral partner appointments for our attorney subscribers. Okay, so here's how it works. So very first step, we generate a list of 50 local professionals. Usually that means half attorneys in competing specialties and complementary practice areas, and then half non-attorneys with overlapping clients or patients. So that means allied professionals who would commonly come across the type of client that you're looking for. So, if you're an injury attorney, perhaps, we're reaching out to chiropractors, medical professionals, physical therapists, family law attorneys, obviously marriage counselors, family therapists, estate planners, CPAs, accountants, real estate agents. So, depending on, of course, the area that you cover and the type of client that you're looking for, that will kind of drive the categories of professionals that you list in your initial kind of prospect list. Okay, so next, we begin calling the list. So you should do the same, or even better, appoint someone in your office, again, perhaps the same person, that's following up with those leads. Perhaps appoint them to also, steadily and consistently make calls to this list. So often we're transferred to the professional's voicemail when we make these calls, which is fine. At first, when we first started doing this, we were a bit frustrated. It was a little bit discouraging that we were getting so many voicemails, but in the end, since we're also sending a follow-up email, I would even say most of our appointments are set after the voicemail is heard or after the email is read. So that approach, that kind of 1-2 punch approach is super important. So let me show you the basic script that we use. I think you'll find it to be super direct and concise. I'll read it now so that you can actually use it as is, or of course use it just kind of as a foundation, a template, and kind of use it as you see fit. But here, let me read it. So, hi, my name is Cara. I'm calling from the Jones Law Firm. We're a personal injury firm here in Austin. Our founding attorney, Dustin Jones, asked me to reach out to see if Ms. Keller might be interested in chatting about a referral partnership. We regularly encounter clients we want to refer out and have heard great things about your firm. Would Ms. Keller or another partner be willing to chat with Dustin? I would love to set up an appointment between the two of them. Do you have access to their calendar? Simple as that. Really, really simple. And then here's a look at the email template, again, that goes out, right after, assuming that you're leaving a voicemail or leaving a message with the receptionist. It looks very similar to the call script, but I want to mention that we used to postal email, but that didn't work, no matter how attractive the gives we offered. So keep in mind, the next time a consultant advises you to approach your referral partners with a postal letter, we really recommend ignoring that advice. We've tried it. We have tested it in many, many iterations, and it does not work. It's too expensive, it's too time consuming, and it just doesn't get the results. So we average now about 2 to 3 hours of work for each appointment that we're setting. So keep that in mind if you're doing this work yourself. It does take some time, but the vast majority of the appointments that we set are honored, and most of the kept appointments work out quite well. And of course, transition into a long-term partnership. Let me show you this. So of course, these kind of budding relationships will need to be cultivated, just like any friendship, any relationship, right? So you can't just have one conversation and assume that you're going to be, top of mind and the referral business will just start flowing in right away, right? So what we do is we give branded booklets as one way to kind of start the relationship off on a positive note. Here are some, on the slide, here are some examples we use for non-attorneys, for allied professionals. And then here's a look at some that we use for attorneys. So here are some of the booklets that we brand for attorney referral partners. So usable content is a way to provide value to your new referral partners without that kind of burden of feeling like you must always cross-refer. I think that's the biggest objection that I hear is, so I'm building this great network of referral partners. I have 5 chiropractors who are sending me business, but I just don't have enough referrals to always reciprocate, right? Of course you don't. That's not sustainable. And that's not the only way to cultivate a relationship. In fact, the best way to cultivate, and to really grow a genuine relationship is to provide value in many ways. So of course, if you have a referral, send that along, but it's not sustainable. You'll never be able to have enough, referral business to always cross-refer, to always, reciprocate those referrals. So provide value in other ways. That's why I just showed you the content that we offer, our attorney referral partners. They can use it to grow their own firm, grow their own business. Another, really great way to stay in touch is a newsletter. This is a newsletter that's geared specifically toward professionals. I'll talk about past client newsletters in a moment, but if you're providing a newsletter that you're sending directly to your referral sources, so professionals and attorneys, that includes content that helps them grow their own firm, helps them grow their own business, and of course helps you stay top of mind. That's a wonderful way to continue to grow those relationships. And you can automate a lot of that too. All right, let's go with technique number 3, list creation and nurturing. We've really been sending content like newsletters and booklets to over 1,000, actually over 1,000, a couple hundred small firm past clients and contact lists for more than 2 years. So even after cleaning those lists, they are so out of date. They're unresponsive that we repeatedly, get slapped or even blacklisted by our senders sending on behalf, to these dirty lists. So lawyers are not taking care of their email lists, which is a pretty poor business practice for internet-driven businesses like law firms, right? So we're really repeatedly disappointed when we ask law firms for their lists of past clients and other contacts too. And some don't have a list at all. Most of the lists given to us include very little helpful data. Nearly all of the lists are unused or out of date. So most lawyers have sort of yet to learn that if you build an email list of engaged followers and you properly kind of cultivate and nurture it, your list will become a very low cost source of pre-sold leads. So there's a big, big opportunity for you there. Your past clients, they can't refer to you if they don't remember your name, they don't remember you. And I think it's a mistake. I talk to a lot of attorneys that say, I get plenty of referrals from my past clients. I provide great service and that's enough. They remember me, they know who I am. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. Certainly a portion of your past clients will, but if you're looking to really bring in predictable, consistent referrals from your past clients, you need to regularly send them helpful, interesting content. So an entertaining and informative newsletter is really the best way to stay top of mind. On the screen now, you can take a look at some of the samples of the newsletters that we create for our subscribers. Included in our program is a monthly newsletter, which is one of the more popular elements of the program. But newsletters are old school, right? But they're certainly a proven way of staying top of mind with your past clients. It's important to include a nice mix of content in your newsletters. You don't want your newsletters to be 100% law focused. You don't want your past clients' eyes to sort of glaze over when they see it. You want people to actually read it, right? You want them to spend a few minutes with it each month that it's produced, perhaps even share it with friends or family who may be going through a situation where, they could, of course, use your services. So just keep that in mind. Newsletters are super effective and super important. Okay, so prospect and client wows. So our 4th and final proven technique. This might be, in my opinion, this is kind of the lowest hanging fruit. So the easiest and really most memorable way to stand apart from your competitors is with prompt and powerful responses to new leads as well as new clients. So the surest way to make those wows happen is with automated sends of helpful information. So to persuade new leads that you and not your competitors are the right attorneys to retain, we recommend immediately emailing a meaty package of practical information. We call it a shock and awe package. Let me show you. So here's a look at the shock and awe package that we use. Our shock and awe packages consist of 100 to 300 page branded book, a couple of booklets that answer common prospect questions, an educational practice brochure. We also include a cover letter that, kind of describes who you are as an attorney, who you are as a person. But we follow the shock and awe with a lengthy, comprehensive nurturing sequence, an email nurturing series, and really, and can make follow-up calls as our subscribers direct. So we recommend that you use the same format: impressive first package, follow-up calls, educational nurturing series. And for new clients, we suggest a similar sort of parallel approach to welcome them aboard, especially if there is a time gap kind of between retention and when visible work is done. It's super important to welcome those new clients, of course, kind of set that ever so critical first impression, but also reassure them that they have made the right decision and here's what they can expect. Here's what the process looks like. Here's what will be expected of them. Here's what they can expect from your firm. Filling those communication gaps can go a really, really long way, especially when there is that gap. You know, you're hard at work on their case, but they may not know that. You know, they just know that they're spending a bunch of money and they're not sure exactly what's being done. So filling that communication gap with new clients, super important. And you can definitely do that with a write once automated sequence. So let me show you another super powerful way to distinguish yourself is with video, especially during the pandemic. Video has become so critical. You're seeing fewer people face to face, more than likely, right? And it's a wonderful way to build that trust and really stand out. We provide custom videos as part of our marketing amplifier system. You get monthly custom videos. We actually we conduct virtual shoots. So through Zoom, we conduct virtual shoots with you. We provide scripts and talking points. And once we get that footage from you, we then layer on our, graphics, our impressive B-roll footage and our other slides to create a pretty cool custom video. You don't need to go to that length. You could literally pull out your phone, open your laptop and record, answer common prospect questions, really highlight some past cases with kind of varying fact patterns. So it doesn't need to be anything special, but I did want to show you, I'll just play a few moments of a few samples just to give you an idea of, where you could go with video, because video, it's always been important, but really it is so critical now, of course, to kind of grow an ever growing collection of videos on your site, share them on social media, add them to your email signature. It's really powerful. So let me play this first one for you. This is a subscriber. We have a personal injury subscriber here in Southern California.
Hi, I'm attorney Mark Lazarus, personal injury attorney with the law offices of Russell and Lazarus. And we help people who have been injured in accidents to obtain the best outcome for their claims. In life, you have to do what you love. If you don't do what you love, you should be doing something different. Throughout my life, I have loved helping people to get healthy, get their bills paid, and helping them to get back on track. More than that, we enjoy helping people in ways that they don't anticipate. We had a case that came down where somebody had suffered a loss of a child.
Okay, so that's one example. Oops, let me show you another one here.
Hi, my name is Shereen Middleton, founder of Middleton Legal. My office is located in Greenbelt, Maryland. We had a lot of questions from clients about the timing and when they should file for bankruptcy. Today, we're going to talk about if your situation is bad enough to file for bankruptcy. When it comes to filing for bankruptcy, no one knows your situation better than yourself. If you are struggling financially and worried about paying your bills. Hi, my name is Shereen Middleton.
Okay, and one more, just to give you a sense. I'll just play a few seconds of this one.
Hi, my name is James Jones. I'm an estate planning attorney in Tacoma, Washington. Clients often ask me if they need an attorney to help them draft their estate plan. Today, we'll discuss some reasons why that might be a good idea. Today, we're talking about whether you need an attorney to draft your estate plan. Legally, you do not need an attorney to draft your estate planning documents. Wills and trusts do not have to be prepared or even reviewed by an attorney for them to be valid. However, they must comply with certain legal standards. Hi, my name is James Jones.
Okay, so as you can see, answering common prospect questions, answering common questions you get from clients, outlining kind of what initially drew you to the law, what drew you to your specialty, kind of who you are, your approach as an attorney, your approach as a person, all of that goes so far in distinguishing yourself. Okay, so now it brings us to, do this all yourself or, get some help done for you. So for these proven marketing techniques that I've outlined, the implementation hurdles for most small law firms are, of course, creating the content, having the time and the ideas to kind of create the content, and then making those phone calls. And If you hope to implement these techniques yourself, we really recommend with the FAQ pop-up that I showed at the beginning and the follow-up, the phone follow-up, if your website traffic, if you get some decent website traffic, right? But regardless of your traffic, your website generates, we strongly encourage you to call all of your leads the moment they arrive, because really failure to kind of promptly call those leads is small law firms' most costly marketing mistake. I see it all too often. Dial them over and over until you get through, put them in a nurturing sequence, automated nurturing sequence if you don't. Again, appoint someone in your firm who is in charge of this, who tracks all of these leads, and put some incentives in place. To generate referrals, like I mentioned earlier, plan on 2 to 3 hours of dialing to set up one referral appointment. So that is our average kind of across thousands of dials. So, again, it takes some time, but if you follow this approach, it will absolutely work. I did want to mention, included in our Marketing Amplifier program, everything I discussed here, but we also include, so you immediately gain access to our pretty massive library of consumer books and booklets that we really put to work for you, with the lead magnets and the nurturing sequences, and we share everything on social media. But as long as you're a subscriber, you're essentially licensing the content from us, so you're really free to use it in any way that you wish. The areas, the program includes close to between 20 and 30 booklets, all branded for you. They're all coming from you, coming from the firm. They range from a couple pages all the way up to 50 or 60 pages. And then a 100-page frequently asked question book in your area of practice as well, of course, all branded. We include monthly custom videos. We help you screen out those unqualified prospects. We send leads to landing pages and funnels. We automatically send those comprehensive, impressive shock and awe packages and nurturing sequences to your prospects. So we have content built out for every phase of the client life cycle. We'll automatically solicit online reviews from happy clients for you. We set appointments with professionals interested in discussing referral alliances, and we're cultivating those referral network partnerships with a newsletter on an ongoing basis. So if you're interested, please feel free to schedule an appointment with me. You can see my direct contact info there. I also dropped in the chat the link to my calendar. So please set an appointment, even if you just have some marketing questions. I love talking about this stuff, but we charge, everything is included. Everything is included for $6.95 a month. We ask for a 3-month commitment. We actually only charge $1 for that first month. So you're really only paying for 2 of the first 3 months. After the 3 months, it's a month-to-month commitment. So let me know how we can help, and please, reach out with any questions that you have. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be in touch. See you next week. Bye-bye.